Three, two, one. Command has been given. Crank him up.
Let's go. When I say I don't know, I don't know.
Let's go, baby.
Now, the morning drive.
Buckle up, everybody.
A little bit of this and a little bit of that.
It's a game changer.
I listen to you guys every single day on my way to work.
Well, again, I'm not a doctor, nor do I play one on the radio.
You guys are amazing.
What are you doing over there?
I'm going to the top.
The morning drive with Mike Bagley and Pete Pistone.
To the bat balls.
Sirius XM NASCAR Radio, Channel 90, live and on the air for this Thursday, April 13th, 2023. Mike Bagley here in Delmarva Studio 1D. We've got Pistol Pete Pistone in the Paisan Palace in Chicago. We've got Sammy and Davey in Studio 134 of the Beltway Bureau in our nation's capital. We welcome each and every one of you to this Thursday morning, and happy Friday Eve to you, Triple P.
Good morning, Bagman. Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday to one and all. Indeed, Friday Eve. Weekend right around the corner. Triple header at Martinsville Speedway, and another beautiful day weather-wise here in Chicago. We'll take it. Another one yesterday, another one today, another one tomorrow. After that, the dice are flying, as you would say. Don't know what we're going to get over the weekend. Not sure.
It's not, no, they're not sitting on the sidewalk shooting craps. It's literally the dice are flying. The weather's dicey.
Well, there are parts of
dicey.
Chicago where some of that happens as well,
yes.
but you know what I mean.
Right. I understand. This has re-energized me. It's like I love, as I mentioned yesterday, you live for this time of year that first day you can break out the shorts and you can go, do this and that and not have to put a coat on and not have to, go out in jeans and all this stuff. And I don't do well in the winter. I will stay in. Like if I have nowhere to go, well, okay, my premise is if I have nowhere to go, I don't go anywhere. Because to leave the house 9 times out of 10 warrants me spending money. And as you know, I'm tight.
Yep.
I'm tight. So there's no need to ride around just to whatever. My track record in the winter was 9 days straight not leaving the house.
Whoa.
That was the except to dip out and get some groceries, get some rations, and then come back. But the last couple of days, I don't want to be inside. Like, for instance, last night, I was out till almost 8 o'clock last night. I was dealing with the television situation.
Oh, yeah.
Which, by the way, all right, let me give you an update on that. Remember, we were on the edge. Sammy was a little nervous because he thought that, the TV guy was going to come in the middle of the Jeff Gordon hour. And
he was nervous and excited. I think he wanted one.
Yes.
Well, you know what I mean? It was kind of, you're in the middle of that, right?
Come on, and then we could have maybe been like, oh, hey, do you want to say hi to Jeff Gordon real quick to the guy and bring the TV in? And then had that happen on air, Jeff probably would have never come back on, but I still think it would have been worth it.
Well,
hey, it was a bit for the show that just never materialized.
Our luck to
Dang
deliver
it.
guy's a Jimmy Johnson fan. We got a
man,
whole thing going on.
I actually, I'm an Intimidator fan. I just want to
Earnhart fan. I like Gordon.
I never was a fan of you, but hey.
I'm doing it for Dale.
Screen.
Did the guy who drop off the TV? Did he come off as a NASCAR fan to you? Like, would you have picked him as a NASCAR fan? No.
No clue.
So it probably wouldn't have worked out really well.
Probably wouldn't have worked out.
Good. I'm glad.
Well, it's good on paper.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, well, a lot of things
Never
are.
good on paper.
Well, didn't that guy host SNL one time?
It would have been terrible if we would have sat down and, hey, here's Jeff Gordon. He goes, where's Moody? That would have been even worse.
Where's Dave? I thought I was delivering to Dave.
Which one are you?
I know, right? Well, let me just tell you something. Remember, so 6:55 they call. Oh, we're gonna be way early. Early. The window was from between 2 to 6. Way early. You know what time they showed up? You know what time they stepped foot on my porch? 1:57 p.m.
Way early.
Dude, what's up with the way early? Like,
Way
when you say
early.
way early, I'm thinking like 10. That's way early. Not 3 minutes before the delivery window opens for business. Not whatever. But anyway, they showed up. So here's the odyssey that this ripple effect created. I have all of my televisions mounted on the wall. I love that look. Nice and clean, tight. Wires are run properly.
There's a key there. The wires need to be run properly. That's a key.
Wires, I do. Look, whenever I see a TV hanging on the wall and the cord's hanging down behind it, running down the wall, I
got to take a shower.
I have to leave. I have to move. And by the way, I'm coming up on 2 years in Delaware, just everybody knows. Anyway, So get this thing, get it out of the box, lay it on the bed, and then it's just me. And now they're mounted on the wall, and the one in the bedroom is mounted kind of high and tilted down. So I go and plug everything, and the biggest thing was, how do I get this thing off the wall
Right.
by myself? Because this is one of the older TVs. Translation, it's heavier. I get it off the wall, and I'm like, hell yeah. Come on, Baggy, get in there. All right. So then we go to remove the mounting brackets from that one and put it on the new one. And, of course, the mounting pattern is different.
Of course it is.
And I don't have the right screws. So now I got to go looking for screws. So about that time, I text Scott. Hey, you want to call? Hang on a second. Give me a minute. So about an hour goes by. Here comes FaceTime. What do you got? I'm like, look at this. Can this screw fit in there? No, you need to get this. You need to get this. And so we're FaceTiming. And then I'm like, damn it. I got to go to Home Depot. So go to Home Depot.
Oh, my gosh.
I need the M6 screws, but I also need the spacers because the spacers got to be a certain length. So I'll go over there and I find these M6 screws and I find the spacer that I need for these screws. I need 4 of them. They've got 1. Wonderful. Remember how you were about your tax papers flying all over the place?
Oh, yeah.
That's the same reaction I had in Home Depot when I only had 1. Like, are you kidding? So then get in the car and go down the other end of the road, which took me about 20 minutes. Get into Lowe's, bam, 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 got what I needed. Come back home, get everything all squared away, right? Here's the moment of truth. It's me and this TV trying to get that up on that wall by myself. It's a 65. So I give it a shot, and what I have to do is get it up there because I can't see what's on the back side, and I have to get the little feet hanging on the little bracket. I'm listening for a click, and I go up, and I hang it up there. I'm like, oh, no. Put it back down. I'm like, I'm going to have to call somebody to help me with this. I'm not going to,
So
fork out
much.
$100. Hey, can you just, for 10 seconds of work?
Hold that end over there. Yeah.
I'm like, I can do this. I know I can do this.
Oh, boy.
Of course, you're grabbing it, and you're not trying to touch the screen. Don't want fingerprints. You don't want to. So it's a delicate procedure.
Sure.
So you get this thing, and you get it, and you get leverage just right. I'm like, okay, come on, Father, help me. Give us some strength. Here we go. Get up there. Okay. Wait a minute. It feels like it. Is it? It's that. I think. And I'm trying to peek around the corner. I'm like, yes, got it. And
Crash.
then came. No. I got it up there. But then it came to then signing into everything and getting everything updated and downloaded, which took another hour.
Sure, yeah.
So I was wrestling with this TV till about 10 o'clock last night, but it's all good to go.
Well, that's good.
Set up, squared away, and from the delivery odyssey that began at 6:55 yesterday morning until 10 o'clock last night, there you go. That's how long it took. I would not be a good TV installation guy. It would take me forever.
By yourself, that's 65 inches, a lot to wrestle. It is. Even though the newer ones, to your point, are thinner and lighter, still, that's not an easy hang, an easy mount,
Wow.
as we talked about yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah. There you
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
So now I'll have to deal with some of that next week because I think I mentioned our oven went toes up after 19 years. So we're going this weekend to purchase a new oven. It'll be delivered, obviously. I
What
don't
oven
have
you
to
gonna get? You gonna get a Viking?
No, I don't know if it's a Viking. If you get a Viking, you have to be a Viking funeral for me after I have to pay for it. I mean, come on.
I'll tell you what, man, that's a lot of fancy racing previews right there.
He'll tell you, send me out to
A lot of Big
sea.
Ten todays.
Give me a couple more todays there, Maz. I'm going out to sea. No, I don't know. I think she's got her eyes on one or two. But the point being, there's going to be a delivery window. Now, Shelly's out of town Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week. She's going to Nashville. So we're going to have to do a little maneuvering here about oven
Are
delivery.
you gas or electric?
It's gas. It's just going to, what we're hoping, fingers crossed, it's the same size as the one that one toes up. You slide that one out, you slide the new one in, you rehook it up, good to go. Now, they'll do that. I don't have to do any of that. Right. But to your earlier point, I don't want to get a call at 5 to 7 in the morning on Tuesday or Wednesday of next week saying, hi, we're running early. We're going to be delivering your oven. Because if that's the case, Buddy's in charge upstairs. Back it up, put it over here, back it up. So we'll see. Well, that's good. And speaking of nice weather, there's 2 other people around here that love the nice weather. My mom, I went to see her yesterday. We went outside. We sat, there's a little gazebo area where she is, and it was beautiful. It was really nice. And Buddy, he just lays in the sun. He's like a seal. He just lays in the sun, lets the warm sunshine get into his bones and joints and stuff. I swear to God, it's like
What is he
Well,
taking? Chondroitin? What?
he's an older dog.
Bones and joints.
He's an older dog, so there's that. So that we have that going on here. And what else? Girls are going down to see a play tonight, Jagged Little Pill, based on it's an Alanis Morissette, the song and the play. I guess the play was on Broadway for a while, so they're going down to see that tonight. I will be here. Wasn't it? No offense, that one didn't interest me. I don't mind going to live. I think I told you guys that the tickets were ridiculous, so saving a third ticket was a good thing. But that one, I hope they like it. I just didn't really like something I think I would have liked. I don't know.
There was a lady on Jeopardy last night who her special fact about herself was that she had been to, I think, 31 or 34 of the 41 Broadway theaters in her lifetime.
Holy cow.
She worked as like a theater student person, so she always was able to go to all these theaters. Well, like Broadway stuff came on, and she didn't get any of the questions right. must have been one of the ones she didn't go to when they threw that out there. But like, could you imagine being like, oh yeah, my subtle flex is I've been to all these different Broadway theaters. I'm a Broadway, theater studies major. Then you get 5 questions to prove your knowledge, and you don't get a single one right.
I've been to 18 to the 22 NASCAR tracks. Okay, what's the track too tough to tame? I've never been there. I don't know. That one.
Rockingham.
Wah, wah.
I got a couple things here. First of all, so my old home is underwater right now. Have you heard what's happening in Fort Lauderdale?
I saw pictures yesterday out of Miami, actually. It looked really rough down
I saw this guy water up to his waist.
What's going on?
They got 20, Dania Beach, which is where the Fort Lauderdale airport is located. They got 21 inches of rain.
What the heck?
After a lot of days of rain that had happened before that, totally flooded everything. Like, there are literally people that were swimming in the streets.
Yeah.
They're like by the courthouse in Lauderdale. And I'm like, okay. And it talked about how Broward and Andrews was under 3 feet of water. Well, I lived around the corner from Broward and Andrews. And just seeing all that come down, and they've like the airport has been closed after like 1 o'clock yesterday. Airport's closed today. The rain is stopped for now, but they're supposed to get more. Like today is supposed to be a massive rainfall day again, but the airport's closed. They turned off the runway lights. Now that never happens. Only in extreme circumstances. The whole airport is dark right now. Underwater, and they got to somehow wait for the waters to recede. I don't know what they're going to do down there.
They better tighten that up for a lot of reasons. One being the Formula One races there, May 7th? I think the weekend we have Kansas Speedway for NASCAR.
Sump pumps, baby.
That's amazing. I saw those pictures. I was like, that can't be right, but wow. Hope everybody's all right down there. Sheesh.
That would be 16 feet of snow if it was snow that was falling. Just a heads up for anybody. 210 inches. 1 inch of rain is equal to 10 inches of snow. So good thing it wasn't that, and that Florida's in the Gulf of Mexico, because it would have been a dangerous.
Our listeners in Buffalo right now are going, yes, that's correct, Sam. That is correct. Yes, we know that. 16
I'm glad I'm here and not there, because I don't even know if we'd had power or internet to do TMD this morning if I was living down there.
Oh boy. Well, we'd find a place for you to go.
Please
let me plug in
across the street.
Please let me use your internet.
Yeah, you have to remember, everything is underwater.
Swimming with your Zoom kit.
That's right, with the Zoom kit strapped to my back. Coming in. Here we come.
Bagman and a manatee coming from Florida.
It's pretty heavy, though. I don't know if
all of a sudden, Jack LaLanne Jr. over here just trying to find a place to swim into and do the show.
Okay, speaking of like Jack LaLanne, I got called out because these guys have no idea who you're talking about.
Right.
I got called out the other day because I didn't remember what it was, but I did the same thing. I'm not calling you out. We're older. What are you going to do? And I made some reference, and everyone's like, who? Who are you talking about? I know what it was. Yesterday when I said Larry Denny Terrio, because he was dancing, right? You guys had no clue who I was
I know who
referring
Danny
to.
Terrio is.
Oh, you do? Okay, how about you,
No,
Davey?
well, first of all, it's Denny, not Danny. It's Denny Terrio. And
sorry, that's not who I thought it was. Who was the guy who was a child actor who's got red hair?
Danny Bonaducci.
Yeah, that's who I was thinking of.
Bonaducci.
I know Lil Terrio.
Who used to do mornings on Eagle 106 with John Lander in the Nut Hut.
He was here at 96.3 in Chicago as well.
Sorry, I was way off there with Danny
All right.
Bonaducci.
he was on the Partridge Family. Yeah, okay. No, Denny Terrio used to have, I forgot, it was like an infomercial or something, Mike? He taught John Travolta how to dance in Saturday Night Fever. That was his claim to fame.
Allegedly.
So there was my reference. So there you go. Jack LaLanne and Denny Terrio in the last 2 days here from Petey on the Bag
He
Man.
hosted the musical variety series Dance Fever from 1979 to 1985.
Yeah, and his claim to fame was he taught Travolta how to make those moves in Saturday Night Fever.
And he
So
used
there
to
you
wear
go.
the leisure suits, the whole thing, with the big lapel and
Oh,
all that.
big time. Which I kind
Total
of,
disco dude.
I could kind of see Larry doing that when he was over there at the Have a Nice Day Cafe,
Mm-hmm.
dancing
no
away.
question.
No question.
By the way, one more thing here from me. In the category of this is why we can't have nice things.
No boy.
Did you see what happened at the Phillies game last night?
No, I did not. I was watching the Bulls come back to beat the Raptors, but go ahead. What happened with the Phillies?
It was dollar hot dog night,
Yeah. Okay.
and it turned into a food fight in section 121.
Yeah, buck a hot
Where
dog.
they
Why not?
Start throwing hot dogs at each other in the middle of the game.
Oh boy.
See, first of all, you don't throw hot dogs around like that. Number one. Number two, because that's just come on,
It's a
it's a waste.
It's a waste of food.
First, and then secondly, and then what's the first thing? Because fans coming out. What are your thoughts on what happened tonight? The media's right there. The local news is right there. Well, we weren't throwing batteries or ice this time. Okay, so hey, that's a win. Let's just go with hot dogs. Slather with mustard, onion, and relish, and probably some ketchup in there too.
There you go. Well, speaking of baseball, last point, you always talk about unintended consequences. So these baseball games now are a lot faster because of the pitch clock. Like average game
Love
now, 30 minutes less. Average game's 30 minutes less. But guess what? When ballparks cut off beer sales in the 7th inning, now because the games are going so fast, they're not selling as much beer. So some ballparks have relaxed. Great idea. Let people get tanked up in the 9th inning and then get in their cars and drive home.
No, because that's honestly by letting it stay open longer, I think it encourages people to not consume a large amount of alcohol in a very short amount of time. You know what I mean? Like,
that's
hey,
part of it.
I got to get in before the 7th inning. It's only
I
going
gotta
to
slam
take
these 4 beers.
It's only going to take an hour and a half to play 7 innings. Let's get to business. Like that, I think that's a way to maybe prevent people from over-consuming inside of the ballpark.
That's a nice thought, and you're probably right to a degree, but from what they were talking about yesterday, it was because the ballparks were losing revenue because the games are ending faster.
Well, that too.
Yeah, so there's that. They're slamming down beers in the 9th inning and throwing hot dogs at one another over there at the Phillies game. It's a night out.
A major league ballpark doing dollar hot dogs is like...
That's amazing.
It's a pretty big
I
deal.
agree. That's a pretty big deal in this day and age. I agree.
What
Although
kind
it was a Wednesday night, is that a... So let me ask you a question. If they said to you guys, hey, $1 hot dog, $2 beer night, would that entice you to go to the baseball game?
Yes.
Probably, yes.
Yeah.
Because that
Not on
hot
a
dog,
weeknight.
it's normally running $7 or $8. I mean, especially if you're talking to good decent Watsons.
Yeah. Well, the point is they want it on a weeknight because not a lot of people come on a weeknight, but yeah.
I would be curious to see what kind of hot dogs they were throwing at people. Like, if it's just those ballpark Franks, yeah, let them fly. But like you said, if it's one of those Dietz and...
you don't, okay.
If it's
you
a
don't
Dietz
go
and
to a
Watson's-
baseball game and have a food fight. Come on.
Right. Well, what if they started throwing those Martinsville hot dogs around this weekend?
Get a lot of coleslaw and chili on people.
Jesse Jones, line 1.
I would be hot. Somebody throw a hot dog and I get mustard and ketchup all over myself.
A lot of people screaming in the background.
Forget that lady behind Moody.
Well, maybe that's why she was screaming. There were all that slaw and that chili being slung around up there.
Raw onion.
Covered in the
ugh.
checkers. Dave got coleslaw dripping off his nose. Chili
I'll
coming off
tell
his
you what.
headsets.
I tell you. Son?
Coming up bottom of the hour.
Oh,
We've
sorry.
got headline check number 1. Coming up at 8:30, we're going to visit with Martin Truex Jr.'s crew chief, James Small. He'll join us this morning. Got the calendar for you at 8:50 a.m. Eastern Time. Harrison Burton of the Wood Brothers will breeze through at 10, and we'll chat with Brad Perez, who is got some fun stuff coming our way this weekend at Martinsville. 866 Pit Lane, that number puts you in touch with us. You can also tweet us this morning as well at SiriusXM NASCAR, hashtag TMD NASCAR.